At one of President Trump's rallies recently, he said he's having so much fun running for a second term that maybe he'll do it again for a third, a fourth, and a fifth. But the joke didn't go over very well with MSNBC, so they decided to convene a panel to discuss their concerns that he announced that he's planning on staying the president forever.
We ran one time and we're 1-0, but it was for the big one. Now we're gonna have a second time. And maybe if we really like it a lot, and if things keep going like they're going, we'll go and we'll do what we have to do. We'll do a 3 and a 4 and a 5. Watch. They'll have tomorrow. We knew he... I don't want to say.
As we said in our earlier segment, they tell you what they're going to do. He's telling us. Everybody I know that knows Trump personally says in his mind he's never leaving. You go, wow, but that doesn't work that way. We vote him out for it. Simple scenario, guys. Election comes in, he's losing. He claims fraud and says there are 100,000 illegals that voted for him. Phony voters, fraud, texts out. Guess what? At this point, they're challenging the courts. Trump might sue some Democratic-leaning counties and saying there are irregularities and the judge needs to toss out the results. Oh, guess what? It's one of those federal judges Trump put in there. They're thrown out, and then Trump gets the state's electoral votes.
Yep.
This is what's going to happen if Trump loses. This is not a conspiracy show, guy.
Neither the media nor the Democrats are taking that seriously. Do we not think another Bush v. Gore could happen? That he goes to the Republican court and they choose to keep the Republican president in?
This is what we're up against, and the Democrats have to understand it, and the media has to understand. We're kind of all in this together. Everything is at stake here, guys. Everything. This is not, my head's not on fire here, guys. It's the truth. I know this man. And anybody that knows this man will tell you, and he's setting it up.
Obviously, Fox News is the only actual news network on cable TV because CNN and MSNBC are really just improvisational theater. This is improv. These are actors. They're given a topic, and then they have to act it out as convincingly as they can, even though they really don't believe what they're saying or have any idea what the heck they're talking about. Of course, they'll say anything and everything, hoping to get the mindless masses not to vote for President Trump in 2020. And comedian Bill Maher just doubled down on his hopes for a recession because that will, quote, get rid of Trump.
Isn't the Fed cutting rates now just going to make the next economic downturn worse? What's your prediction? I've been hoping for a recession. People hate me for it, but it would get rid of Trump, so you shouldn't hate me for it.
I mean, recessions are really bad. People lose their jobs and their phones, and we shouldn't wish
it's worth it.
It's worth it, he says, and he's not joking. Somebody who did crack a good one yesterday, however, was Michael Moore, of all people, and I'm being serious. After word got out yesterday that the billionaire investor of Equinox Fitness, which is the parent company of Soul Cycle, an indoor cycling fitness center, was holding a fundraiser for President Trump in New York, the twits on Twitter started tweeting that they were going to boycott Soul Cycle. The way that these online outrage mobs work is that 99.9% of the people complaining about the particular company are not customers and never will be, but they still just try to pester them for the cause. Soul Cycle started trending, and when Michael Moore caught word of what was happening, he tweeted out, "That's it! I just canceled my Soul Cycle membership." Obviously, Soul Cycle's a fitness center, not an all-you-can-eat buffet, so of course he's never been to one, but you gotta give him some credit. That was actually pretty funny. And speaking of Twitter, Julian Castro, who's still running for president despite polling near 0, decided to follow in Elizabeth Warren's footsteps and add his preferred pronouns to his Twitter bio. You can see right here he just added he, him, and él, which is, I guess, the Spanish male personal pronoun. If you use Twitter, then you know that anybody who has their preferred pronouns in their Twitter bio is just gone. There's no hope for them anymore. If you missed Tuesday's video, there was a whole convention of these kinds of people called the Democrat Socialists of America Convention. My video is called Birds of the Feather. If you haven't seen it, go and check it out. Meanwhile, Joe Biden just revealed what he's going to do on his first day in office if, God forbid, he wins the election next year. Is it raise the minimum wage for American workers? Is it renegotiate trade deals to help American businesses? Is it give middle-class Americans a tax cut? No, no, and no.
First of all, the day I get elected president, dreamers are going to be legalized, number one.
The first thing he's going to do is help the foreigners who shouldn't even be here. That is the Democrat way, of course, but just mentioning that will cause them to become even more unhinged. So I've released my new trigger warning shirt so you can give everybody a heads up that you contain facts and opinions that some may find offensive. Order yours from my online store at markdice.com or click the link in the description below. And just a heads up, because it's kind of hard to tell on a small screen if you're watching this on your phone, but the sign is supposed to look slightly distressed, like it's kind of worn out, like it's an old sign that you would find on the side of a building or in a farmer's field. So when you get it and it looks like that, it's not an error in the print. That's how it's designed to look. I just thought that looked better. So head on over to markdice.com or click the link in the description below and check them out.